In this video, I'll be showing you how to set up DocuWorks Tray and also configure it with some basic configuration. In my DocuWorks desk, I have here my DocuWorks Tray. So to give you some insight on what is DocuWorks Tray is actually a folder that is available on your computer, or it can be on a server that is shared to everybody else, and you wanted to monitor that folder, and DocuWorks Tray will give you notification when a new file has been added into that folder. So it let you know whether you need to process that file or you will just ignore that file. Okay, so we can do that on the tray. So I'll go ahead and create a new tray. And when I'm creating a new tray, I have to specify the name and description of the tray. So let me go and put the details in. Okay. Now it's asking you to go ahead and select your location type. So you have two options. One is a file server or a folder on this computer. File server again is a location where it's actually stored outside of this computer that you're currently using. So it can be a computer, from your boss, and he shared a folder with everybody else, and you can put files in there. So that's what we call file server. Okay. Working folder is actually a Fuji Xerox owned public cloud. So it is similar to Dropbox or Box, if you are familiar with those two public cloud service. So working folder, if you need to know more information about that, you can go ahead and check it with the Fuji Xerox representative. Okay, but I'll show you later on how to connect to that. But for now, I'll proceed with file server or folder on this PC. Okay, just click on next. I have three options. Do I want it to be, selected as a folder on this PC, or it can be on the network as well, or it can be a shared folder on this PC, okay? Or all four folders on this PC. So for me, I'll go ahead and click on shared folder on this PC, okay? Now, I have not created a folder yet, so what I'll do is I'll go ahead and create that folder right now so we can browse that through. So first what we need to do is to open our Explorer, Windows Explorer. Okay, and from our Windows Explorer, we have the tray location. So let's go ahead and create a folder within documents and call it, sales, for example, right? And this sales folder, I'll go ahead and share it. Okay, so let's have everyone added in. Let me go ahead and put all the permission for sharing. Okay. And you have to go to advanced sharing because you can see that the network path to connect through is actually with some permission settings. So you have to go to advanced sharing so that your folder will be only two hierarchical path. So it means that it's actually shared, um, to everyone, and it's easier for it to be seen on the network. So let's go ahead and click on share this folder. You can change the share name if you like. I'm keeping it as the same name as the folder so I don't get confused. I'll go ahead and click on permission, and I can apply everyone. Now you don't have to do that if in case that you are doing it for um, your computer. You have to change the permission accordingly, following whatever permission you like to set to this particular tray. Now in this exercise, because I'm showing you a demo, I'm just adding everyone in, okay? But If in case that this is truly for sales, definitely there will be a group of people that you wanted to only have access to this, which are the sales person in the company. So you can go ahead and lock those into those sales group. Okay, so you can actually look up a group within your domain. Yeah, and go ahead and add them in. Okay, so for example, I have yeah, I really don't have an administrator group right now. I don't have any group set up, so I won't be able to open anything up for you guys. Only certain users. So I can add users in here. So for example, I have sales account set up, so I can have, sales over here, and I can get this account to be given permission, read and write access into it. So I can remove everyone if I like, and again, create it specifically for that particular account. So once that's done, just click on apply and OK, right? So this one is applied and OK, apply and OK. So now we can see that the path has been changed into to hierarchy. So it's now a perfect shared path. Okay. What we need to do is to go down to security and to confirm that the permission has been granted successfully. And you can see here my account, which is SalesFX, is also added in with full permission for this folder. Okay. So there you go. Everything is settled. So what I'll do is minimize this down and I'll go back to my save location settings. So from here, you can see here, shared folder on this PC, right? I'll go ahead and click on browse and automatically from PC1, it will show me what are the shared folders I have for this PC1. So if I have another PC on the network within the same domain or within the same work group as I am, it will automatically see that it will be PC2. It will have maybe server over here or another computer name. Okay. And I can go to that PC, PC2 if I have the permission to go to PC2, and I can see which folder within PC2 is shared for me, okay, for my account. So yeah, those are again regarding Windows permission, and right now DocuWorks Tray is using Windows permission. Okay, so just click on Sales and click on OK and click on Next, and processing for sales, click on Next. And now you are asked to configure your tray. So this is what I call basic configuration for tray. So for my tray, I can change the name to whatever tray name that I like. I can change it to, instead of having it as sales, because that's the original folder, right? What if I want the tray name to be something that is more important to me, like invoices, for example, right? So I can name that as invoices, but yeah, for me, I'll just put it as sales for now, and it will just be processing for invoices, for example, right? But it will be looking up into that particular tray. Okay. And here you can change the color of the tray that you like. Okay. Normal is generic as yellow, but the more a folder that you are checking for notification, the more it will get confusing if you don't, label them or color them accordingly. So right now, what I will do is I'll go ahead and select the color that I wanted. Next one is the refresh rate. So this one is the refresh when there's a new document on that folder. So whenever somebody put a file into the sales folder, if you remember, so if somebody goes in and put a file here in sales folder, it will automatically notify our tray. Okay, so what will happen is that we will receive that notification, and we would know that, okay, we have to process that because there's a new document that has arrived. Now you can change the interval. I'll go ahead and proceed with 1 minute. Okay, that's what I wanted. Next one is retrieve documents by copying. Now, if you go ahead and click on this as a check mark, Okay, when you process a document, you are actually copying that document from the location where it is. So whatever changes you made on that document will not be applied in the original location. So for example, you have that document from here and then you put it into your task space and you process them out, and you saved it. If you retrieve that from your, from your tray, it will only be a copy. So it is normally not advised to check this unless there's a requirement to, to do that. For example, there's an audit purposes and you have to have the original file when it was received, okay, to keep the original file. So what you need to do is to check this retrieve document by copying so that when you process that file, for example, I need to chop it as, as received, okay, by sales, right? So for example, a file comes in from the folder and I have to chop a stamp that I received it, okay, and then put it into another folder for, for the next processing. So what will happen is that the file that I have in the initial folder where it arrives will be kept, as it is. The original file will be there. So whoever tries to validate and confirm if there was any other changes in the file after you edit, you can go back and revert to the original file. So that's the retrieve document by copying. Now, filter and display documents by specific attributes. Now, I'll go through that later on in a separate video because it will be a little bit more advanced, I guess, for some settings. But yeah, it will make sense later on. Show tray gadget when starting tray. Um, I'll show you this one later on once, we have already set up our tray. We can go ahead and do another configuration on it. And we have this display tray on desktop. So it means that it will always have our tray on our desktop all the time, and it will just be sitting on top of, every application that we have. Okay, so I'll leave it as what it is. So it will just create for us. Click on OK, and my tray is actually just right here, and I'll just click on finish. So if you can see right here, this is my tray. Okay, if I need to check what is inside my tray, is there any file in it? No notification for me. Even if I refresh it, okay, this is a refresh manually, right? If you wanted to really know what is, inside this tray. So what I'll do is I'll go ahead and create a new document. So let's create a new text document, okay? So let's refresh that. It will take about a minute for it to pop up and say, hey, you got a new document to process. So let's wait for that. Now, if you are in a hurry, you can always go ahead and right click and refresh, or double click on it. Oh, there you go. So it's already 1 minute. Double click on it and then click refresh. So if you can see right here, there's actually a notification on my right hand side. So this is the open one. This is the notification and telling me that, hey, I have a new document to process. Yeah, I guess you didn't see it properly earlier, but yeah, it will show us the notification, and once you open it up, then you can see, oh, okay, this is what I need to open or what I've been waiting for, and I can go ahead and process that. Okay, so this is the basic information on how to create a tray and what's the tray about and how to configure it. So let's move on with the next one. I'll show you more about how to utilize the tray, and I hope that this video provides you with more information on how to utilize this feature. Thank you.